So, to milk the reprint news even more, I wanted to bring up this topic of discussion that, I've taken from this whole reprint news and this whole Pokemon, investing community. People that have more, I guess, of a better reputation than me, people that are more credible than me, even those people are not always right. So, this reprint news, I think we've all heard about it, right? There was this YouTuber that was saying that these reprints were going to happen for these products, and also I guess someone who tweeted about it. When people heard about these reprints that were going to happen, everyone was skeptical, me included. But I didn't attack the dude, but some people did, and people were skeptical about these reprints because this guy was saying they're going to print or reprint Paldea Evolved booster boxes, Obsidian Flames booster boxes, Twilight Masquerade booster boxes, Surging Sparks booster boxes, and Paladin Fates booster bundles. And I think a lot of people were not thinking that any sort of reprint like this was coming, and that's why a lot of people attacked, these people for saying that it was going to happen. Now, it's fine to be skeptical. You don't have to, believe everything if there's no official news and stuff. That's perfectly fine. But some people I think went about it the wrong way, and they attacked some of the people, calling them just trust me, bro sources, and some of them even saying some other things. I didn't do that because I didn't feel like there was a reason to. Because honestly, I didn't feel like the person was lying. I had no reason to, I guess, think they were lying because the YouTube guy in the past and just knowing what he does, I don't think he has a reason to lie. He doesn't gain anything out of it. So I'm like, you know what? Even though he's the only one saying it, I'm skeptical, but it's possible. And shortly after, a few hours later, whatever, when people made videos saying this guy was saying BS, people found out it was true, and I found the whole situation to be sort of funny. But I guess just besides that, I wanted to get to this point and something that I've taken from this whole situation that has happened now. That we have the reprints confirmed. So like I said, I don't have distribution, so I don't have access to knowledge and stuff about reprints. I just get all my information from just what is out there on YouTube, anywhere, right? But I remember hearing from a lot of people that have way more knowledge and way more just insider info than me because they have distribution. A lot of people were saying that certain products were not going to get reprinted, and obviously me getting news from those people that have distribution, I sort of trusted them in a way and took their information and sort of parroted the same thing, saying, what, the first four sets, I think we've all heard this, right? The first four sets are not going to get reprinted again. And I was not the only one saying this, okay? There was many other people saying this, and the only reason why I was saying it is because they're saying it, right? So some big YouTubers, not going to name them, I think you guys know, we're in this whole niche space. I think if I say big investing YouTubers, you guys know who I'm talking about. But these people were saying this idea that the first four sets were not going to get reprinted again, right? And with that being said, a lot of people probably took their information and they bought into the boxes or whatever at maybe current market price, like right now. But then we have this news that a reprint is coming for these. Paldea Evolved, that's part of the first four sets. Obsidian Flames, part of the first four sets. So you can see even people that have, distribution, people that have been around this space for a while, people are not always right. And that's why I always say this, even with advice or just opinions I give, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Not all these people, even though some people take, some of these, YouTubers' words like it's like the 100% only truth. You got to take what people say with a grain of salt, because this proves and shows something that a lot of these people, even people way more credible than me and have distribution, they can be wrong and they can have opinions that aren't always correct. So I think, that's a really important thing if you didn't get that from this whole situation to understand, is that not everybody is right all the time. When you hear some of these people give opinions about maybe, certain products or sets and reprints and all these sorts of things, and they really push this agenda, it's not always going to be correct. We all have our own opinions, and that's fine. But this whole, thing, and, I was saying it too, so I guess I'm wrong as well. With the first four sets not getting reprinted again, it sort of made sense in a way. Like I think people were rationalizing it, and it sort of made sense to me. That's why I was saying it too. But obviously people were wrong, and it was like this whole space was saying it, and then everyone got proven wrong. So I feel like just to take away from the situation is just, you know, nobody's perfect in space. Nobody knows everything. So when you hear, especially from some of these more credible people, you shouldn't take their word as just the 100% truth. Because look what happened here. If you listen, and let's say, you 100% trusted Paldea Evolved was not going to get reprinted, right? And let's say you went pretty heavy on it because you're like, you know what, it's not going to get reprinted. I'm just going to buy it at the current market price now, and a few years from now it'll be okay. But then you hear this reprint news, and obviously it's all speculation on how big this reprint's going to be, right? How people are going to be able to buy them at, what cost or what price, because distributors now have this higher up, power because of the supply issues and the amount of demand there is. It's possible they're going to mark these up. It's possible they're going to bundle with other things that people don't want. It's possible prices might not drop much. It's very possible, but it's also possible maybe some of these do get printed pretty heavily. It's possible. I'm not saying it is, but it's possible. And let's say that happens for Paldea Evolved booster boxes, and you just bought all those Paldea Evolved booster boxes for the current market price of 220. And let's say when this gets reprinted, who knows what's going to get reprinted? I don't think anyone really knows the exact date. But let's say it goes down to like MSRP. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's say what if? So you just took somebody's news or somebody's, I guess, advice and thoughts about, the reprints not happening, Paldea Evolved. You took their word for the 100% truth and you trusted them. And then they were wrong. So, I'm just here, I guess, to just give my opinion about this whole situation and and how I took from it, like this whole thing in this community in this investing space why it's kind of funny because even people with more credibility and more, I guess, information than I have, they're wrong too. Everybody in the space, I feel like we should all just not really attack each other, especially some of the people that did it to some of those people that talked about the reprints and stuff. I feel like attacking people isn't the right way. I think we should all just try to be friendly here. Like, is it really worth trying to bash people for saying, oh, this guy has to be, BSing because there's no way this guy has, more news than I do. But I think the guy did because, look what happened, right? So that's all I wanted to say. I just want to give another perspective and I guess, thought process about this whole situation and what I took from it. It just shows this space. You cannot trust, everybody for their word to be 100% true. And, another, I guess, example that I personally faced was when Evolving Skies booster boxes were said to be reprinted, and everyone was calling for this big reprint to happen, and that was early on when I was investing in a Pokemon. That was like 3 years ago, and I took people's word for it that a reprint was going to happen and it was going to be a big thing, and that big reprint never came. And since then, I never bought another Evolving Skies booster box, and I have 0 now. So, that's all I want to say. Just give my opinion about this situation. Tell me what you guys think about this whole thing below. Like, do you agree with me? Or are you still going to trust those people's words that you trusted before, saying that, these first 4 sets were not going to get reprinted, and they did? Because honestly, at this point, seeing how it all turned out, I kind of am questionable now with, now having this information, and a lot of people were shocked. A lot of people didn't believe this was true. People's opinions and, thoughts now, I guess I'm a little bit more skeptical at this point because, some people were pretty accurate on their stuff and I would trust people's words more. But after this, I don't even know if I can because a lot of people were proven wrong. But that's all I want to say. Just take people's words with a grain of salt, like mine. And yeah, just try to be nice in this whole space. I've had my moments in this whole community with some toxicity. But yeah, it's all, I guess, in the fun of it, in this whole community, this whole niche thing. But yeah, want to give my opinion on this and milk this even more. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.